we didn't finish the film until like the end of last year, and it was originally scheduled for April, but like we knew by pushing it back in a better chance.
So my name's Christy Wilson-Fearns, and I'm one of the writers on Last Night in Soho.
Amazing. So tonight is the North American premiere of Last Night in Soho. What are you most excited for TIFF audiences to take away from this film?
I mean, I'm really excited to see it in a big cinema with a big audience, you know, COVID permitting. I know that we're 1/3 full, but there's still about 900 people, I think. And it's just so excited to see like the work you've been a part of on the big screen. And to watch it with so many people is just like a dream come true, especially after COVID, right?
Yeah, exactly. So, what was the inspiration behind Last Night in Soho?
Well, you know,
such an amazing, gigantic story. How did you come up with these ideas, and where was the inspiration?
I can't take credit for the story because Edgar Wright came up with the story and then brought it to me, which was very nice. But Edgar and I both spent a lot of time in Soho, and Soho in London is one of those places where the history of it, the past just kind of looms in every street corner. Feels like it just hangs there. And I think I'd always wanted to tell a film set in Soho and made use of that, just that ancientness of it, and the seediness of it, and the kind of danger of it. And when Edgar told this story to me in a bar in Soho, by the way, when he told me the story, it just blew my socks off. And then, like, I think maybe 9 months later, before he says, "Do you want to write it with me?" And that was a very easy yes.
That's awesome. So this film has such an amazing cast. Did you both write with this cast in mind, or how did you end up?
We knew about a lot of the cast. Edgar's got much better stories about this than I do, being a director. We knew a lot about. Like, I knew that Anya was going to be involved, Zara Reg, Terrence, like all these sort of heavyweights were going to be in there. I think when you're writing with someone like Edgar and you're writing for someone like Edgar, you know he's going to demand like the cream of the crop when it comes to acting talent. So we're just basically gloves off. What can you write? What's the best you can do? And then you'll find an actor that will land it. I mean, I mean, with Anya and Tom, is such a two you just can't beat them.
I was here in the filmmakers lab 2007, but I never had a film playing it before. And I've been to Toronto many times, so it's nice to be here with a movie.
So how does it feel to be featuring Last Night in Soho, especially because last year with TIFF, there was no in-person screening, we're allowing it this time around, so you must be really excited to showcase this film.
Yeah, I mean, it's just kind of like, it feels like a privilege to be showing a film to an audience, full stop. And so yesterday was the first transatlantic flight I'd taken in 20 months. So I'd almost forgotten what it felt like. So it's really nice to be here. I felt very grateful and fortunate to be here.
Last Night in Soho, it is a psychological thriller, and it really focuses on these two ladies. Tell me a little bit more working with Thomasin McKenzie and Anya Taylor-Joy, because it must have been amazing to work with these two incredible talented women.
Oh yeah, I mean, Annie was kind of involved with the movie for a long time. Even before I'd written it, because I met her for the first time in 2015, and I ended up in our first meeting telling her the entire plot of the movie over coffee, and her reaction was like, "Oh wow, I'd love to be in that." So, but then as we were writing, myself and Christy, we sort of the Sandy character, the one in the 60s, started to expand, and we decided that Anya should play that part. So it was after Anya came on board to play Sandy, we went looking for Eloise, which we found in the perfect form of Thomasin McKenzie.
And this is really an homage to also the 60s, the swinging 60s in London, right? We're talking about cinematography, wardrobe, and music. You obviously love this period of time, and you wanted to bring it to life. So how did you incorporate that into a psychological thriller?
I think it's sort of probably the obsession with the 60s started with my parents' record collection, and also all of their stories about the 60s were incredibly vague, which made me want to know more rather than less. And then just living in London and being in Soho, it's sort of impossible to escape the shadows of the past. Something that I spent way too long thinking about. So that was just sort of where the story started to kind of come from.
And so you worked on this project for a long time. You're finally getting to shoot it, and of course the pandemic hit. Some of it was done pre-pandemic, and then of course some of it during. So how did you get over some of these hurdles? It just seemed like one thing after another came at us.
I mean, to be honest, actually, you know, when we kind of returned to sort of finish the film, it was quite emotional because a lot of people just hadn't been working for 6 months. So it wasn't. There was various. The only hurdles was sort of we were the first production to come back in the UK, so it's just like everybody trying to work out the protocol of it all. But I've never sort of seen a crew more eager to get back to work. And that was quite emotional.
I hope you don't it's well easy for you to really highlight London as well as Soho and stuff. It really is an incredible background to the
Well, there's a lot of London set films, but like you don't often get too many films that are shot entirely in the centre of London because it's quite a challenging location. So I knew that that was going to be the case. I knew it was going to be ambitious when I decided to make the movie, but that was part of the challenge, or the fun of the challenge, I guess.
What do you hope the audience will get from this film when they watch it?
Thank you so much. Thank you.
I hope they're like, it gives us some interesting nightmares.
Then you know you've done a good job,
Yes.
right? Edgar, congratulations. It was nice meeting you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I guess I just want people to go on a journey with the movie. The film's about Thomas and Mackenzie as Eloise coming to London and then going on a whole separate journey into the past. And I think the movie is very experiential. You get to see the entire story through her eyes. So I hope that everybody goes on a trip with us.
That's awesome. So you've been made basically an honorary Torontonian. What is it like to finally bring one of your films to the Toronto International Film Festival?
It's great. I've been to Toronto many times. This is my first time back for 4 years. I've been to TIFF once before as part of the lab, but I've never had a film here. So it means an enormous amount to me to be here.
So can you speak a little bit to this amazing cast? Broll, Thomas and Mackenzie. Did you write with these actors in mind, or did it all come together in a different way?
Well, weirdly, Annie Taylor-Joy was actually sort of knew about it, was aware of it, and wanted to be a part of it a few years before I'd actually written the screenplay, because I first met her for a coffee after seeing her in The Witch in 2015, and I didn't plan to, but I ended up telling her the entire plot of the movie over coffee, and she was like, oh wow, I'd like to be a part of that. So then maybe 3 years later, I came back with a script, but I wanted her to play a different part than I originally talked to her about, which is the part of Sandy. During the writing of it, we decided that she should be the 60s part, which she was really excited to do, so that was great. And then after that, we went looking for Eloise, which we found in the amazing Thomas and Mackenzie.
So you have a very passionate, devoted Twitter film audience. What are you hoping that Edgar Wright film fans get out of this film?
I don't know. I hope people get a chance to see it on the big screen. We want to give people the opportunity to see it on the big screen, and I just hope it takes people on a journey. That's the thing. That's what I feel when we made it, and as you know, we were sort of. Whenever I watch it, I feel like I'm going down the rabbit hole. So I'd love to take everybody with me.
So do you have any final advice for aspiring filmmakers or young artists that want to break into the industry at all?
I guess the thing is to always kind of like follow your gut, I think, a lot of making movies is about compromise and to get something made, but you never want to let go of the reason why you wanted to do it in the first place.
So last time you saw her deal with duality. If you could program a double feature with Last Night Soho, what movie would you put in?
There's a British movie called Beat Girl from 1960. In the States it's called Wild for Kicks. I think that would be a good double bill.
So one last question. You have such amazing soundtracks for all of your films. Was there any specific genres of music that inspired your filmmaking process for Last Night Soho?
Oh yeah, the music of the 60s. My obsession with the 60s probably starts with my parents' record collection, which seemed to be start in 1964 and stop dead when they had my older brother. So they only had 60s records, and so that's really where the obsession started, and it continued with this movie.